Today's lesson is on measures of central tendency. We're going to talk about the mean, median, and mode. Another word for mean is average. I'm sure that you've all heard about averages because if you're in school, your grade point average, your teachers have to find it to give you a grade. And the way they do that is that they add up all of your grades and divide by the total amount of grades they've given you. So in order for you to find the average or the mean, you have to add up all of the numbers and then divide by the amount of numbers that you have in the data. The median is the number in the middle. So the mean is the average, the median is the number in the middle. But before you can find this median, you are going to have to arrange all of the numbers, and it could be in increasing or decreasing order. Most people just put them in increasing order. Now, if you have an odd amount of numbers, you have a true middle value. What do I mean by that? Let's say we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a very simple example. That's an odd amount of numbers. So of course, 3 is a true median. But if I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that is an even amount of numbers, then I'm going to have to take the average of the two numbers in the middle. So 3 plus 4 divided by 2 is 7 divided by 2, which means that the median in this problem would be 3.5, okay? So another word for mean is average. Add up all the numbers, divide by the amount of numbers. The median is the number in the middle, but before you can find it, you need to rearrange all of the numbers in increasing order. And if there's two numbers in the middle, because you have an even amount of numbers, you will have to find the average of those two numbers, meaning add them up and divide by 2. Finally, the last measure of central tendency is the mode. The mode is a number that repeats the most. You don't have to organize the numbers in order for you to determine the mode. However, sometimes it is easier to see the numbers in order because then you can right away count how many of each number you have. It is possible, however, that you have no mode, and you can't confuse no mode with 0, okay? It's very different. If we go back to the data set, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let's say this represents the number of siblings that someone has, the number of brothers and sisters. Right now, there is no mode because there's no number that repeats the most. But if you were to say 0 is the mode, that means that most people have no siblings, and that's not the case in this data. And it's also possible to have more than one mode. So if I throw in another 1, then obviously the 1 right now appears more than the other numbers. It is repeated and it appears more than once. If I were to have, let's say, a data where I have 2 1s, 1 2, 1 3, 1 4, and then 2 5s, then in this case I have 2 modes, 1 and 5. And let's say that we have 1 1, 2 2, 3 3 as my data, then yes, all 3 numbers are going to be the mode because they are repeated, and they're repeated the same amount of times. So the modes here would be 1, 2, and 3. However, if I throw in an extra 3, the mode is just 3. Noah scored the following on his math exams. Find the mean, median, and mode of the data. To find the mean, which is the average, we are going to add 85 plus 90 plus 100 plus 100 plus 68 plus 75 plus 90, and we're going to divide all of that by the amount of numbers in the data set. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 numbers. And a good rule of thumb is to go back and count how many numbers you've included. 1 right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, because it's very easy if you have especially larger data sets to forget one of those numbers, and of course it will throw off your answer. So if you add them all up with your calculator, you're going to get 608 as your total. And if I divide by 7, then this is approximately equal to 86.9. So that means the average is approximately 86.9. So that means Noah has a B average in class, in math class, at least for his exams. The other thing that we're asked to find is the median. Now, in order for me to find the median, I have to put the numbers in order. Scan the numbers. Clearly here, the smallest number is 68, so I'm going to write down 68. Because I already used 68, I'm going to go ahead and cross it out. That way I know I already used it. The next one is going to be 75, then 85, then I have two 90s, 1 and 2, so I'm going to write 90 and 90, 100 and 100, 100 and 100. And once again, always count to make sure that you haven't forgotten one of the numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so there are 7 numbers here. Now I'm ready to figure out what my middle number is. Because I have 7 numbers, the middle value is going to be the 4th value. I know some of you like to do crossing out, because my students do like to cross out. They cross out from the back, 1 and 1. Then they just keep crossing out until they're left with a number in the middle. That drives me crazy. I'm not going to lie to you, but it works. But if you have really, really large data sets, then you could be there for a while. So instead, if there's 7 numbers and you divide by 2, that means 3.5. Well, if you have an odd amount of numbers, you definitely have a true middle. So 3.5 tells me I'm going to have 3 numbers to the left, 3 numbers to the right, and then I'm left with my middle number, which is going to be the 4th value. Then finally, to figure out the mode is the number that repeats the most. I have here 90, which repeats 2 times, and 100, which repeats 2 times. So in this particular problem, I have 2 modes. They are 90 and 100. Hope you found this video helpful. Remember to subscribe to my channel for more help with math so that you can say, yes, I can do math with confidence. Until next time, thanks for watching.